What have you been doing to market spelling test? I mean, it sounds like you have a much bigger plan for everything than just the app, but what have you been doing initially to market?
So, the app has been live for a few years, and the truth is, early on, I did spend a lot of time marketing on it. Since I wasn't going to develop it, I spent more time marketing it, and I basically found a lot of review sites and blogs and contacted them. Another thing I did was I basically went to a lot of different ad networks and bought a lot of installs. Um, my thinking, and I'm more of a marketing and product person than a developer, but I'm I guess, wannabe developer. But my hat has traditionally always been the marketing side. And so my theory was I want to get to the top of the education category and see how much money I make, the benefit of bringing one of the top apps. And if it costs me, let's say, $300 a day or $1,000 a day to be one of the top apps, but I make more than $1,000 because I'm one of the top apps, then it's profitable for me to do it. So in the first week, I basically spent a lot of money buying downloads, and I was the #1 app in the education category for a couple hours. And then I started seeing how much money I was making by being at the top, and it wasn't a lot. If I spent $1,000, I would make $200 back. So I knew it wasn't sustainable. But it turned out just by being at the top of the list for a short period of time, whatever work I could have done contacting blog sites on my own, there's a lot of automated services that look at the top apps, and they end up automatically writing reviews or flagging them for review. And all of a sudden, there are all these different, sites talking about my app just because it was, in a top 10 list. The truth is, it's a lot harder to do that today than it was 3 years ago. It wasn't that hard for me to get to the top of the education category 3 years ago. I think it'd be really hard today, paying for it. Then what I did is I introduced the email feature, which was, you can take a test and you can email the results. And it turns out that word of mouth spread because of this. A student would email to the teacher, then the teacher would say, hey, I want all my other students to use this. Right now, I actually do nothing to market the app anymore. All I focus on right now is, my focus now is more on providing better features so I can retain users, and then providing advanced features so I can get more money from users by provide a better service for them that they're willing to pay for and monetize them better. But some of the features that I'm working on that provide a lot of value are things like sharing. And the sharing is just going to make the app that much more viral. So it's going to, my background is I've worked at a lot of social media type companies, like I worked at Friendster, which was kind of the Facebook before Facebook. I have a lot of experience kind of thinking about how do you spread word of mouth and make something viral. One thing I'll say, I say it kind of jokingly, but I'm kind of a lazy person, meaning I always try to find the easiest way to get a job done. And marketing for me is a really painful thing. So I'd rather rely on my users to market the app than for me to market the app. And so, that's how I'm going to market the app, is rely on figuring out new features that'll help the users market it. So all I can do is focus on, coding and building out features.
Yeah, and that's smart. Word of mouth is, I don't care if it's an app or if it's offline business. It's always much more compelling than an advertising campaign or something like that, and it's more sustainable long term, because with advertising, if you turn off the money, then you turn off the advertising. But word of mouth seems to be so much stronger, just because people they have buy-in. They kind of borrow whatever credibility that person has, and when they're telling them about the app, so they already trust that person, they already trust their recommendation, or they trust the experience that they can share with them and things like that. It's really hard to communicate those types of things in a written paragraph, or a lot of people try to do it with video, which is a much stronger form of media for communications and stuff like that. But in the thumbnail images and the paragraph description, it's hard to communicate that. But a word of mouth recommendation from somebody is hugely compelling.
Yeah, and I think so. Just for the other developers out there, I think the one lesson is really think about who your app's audience is, and there's going to be different audiences. Like for my app, I have the student is one audience, a parent is another audience, and a teacher is another audience, and then somebody that's more involved at a school-wide level, like whoever makes buying decisions for a school district is going to be another person in the audience. And just really think about who you want to target to market the app, and how can you build the app in a way that's going to satisfy those users. What features can you build? It's not just about, I'm going to plug in Facebook integration and it's going to market itself. It's who are the people that are most likely to share this? And in my case, I think parents and teachers are really likely to share something that helps their kids with other people. So that's what I'm going to focus on, is make the app really useful for kids, but build sharing features that are really useful for teachers and parents.